So before we get started today, I wanted to talk to you guys about something really quickly. First thing is your projects. Some of you have been having the problem with you can't edit your project anymore. Well, if you look at this, I have 4 people who have turned in the project, even though I haven't said that we're done with it yet. So if you've already submitted your project, then you can no longer edit it because I then become the owner. You need to go in and unsubmit it so that you can then become the owner again, and then you can work on your project, all right? This is not due until Friday, okay? If you remember, everything in our classroom is due on Friday. So this will be due Friday, even though today is the last day that we are going to work on it. So if you are somebody who's already turned it in, you need to unsubmit it until you complete the steps that we're going to talk about today. And then you can go ahead and resubmit it even though it's not due till Friday. The reason it's not due till Friday is that way, if you are a little bit behind, you'll have some time this week to get caught up. I think we'll have a catch-up day probably on Friday.
Set up the way you want. You also are going to include some text boxes. So on Zoom, it has everyone's name up here. Excuse me, before I want to do that though, I should probably have just a bright colored shape. So if I go here to my rectangles, I can say I have that first. I'm going to change it to white just because. And then I'm going to insert my text box. And I'm going to say, Mrs. Bowers. Now, this is where it gets kind of cool because you know how a lot of students have like a little emoji in their name on Zoom. You can go in here and search for heart emoji. So let's say, I don't know, how about this one? It's kind of cute. So I'm going to insert that, but I want it to be really tiny. Right now it's really, really giant. I'm going to shrink it way, way down and then move it up here, and then that can be part of my name. Okay, so you're going to kind of play around with that for each of your meeting participants. And then you also can, if you have an extra spot down here like I do, I was going to build a chat down there. So here's what I've got. I did my minimum of 4 people in the meeting. And then the other requirement of your project is that you have at least 3 chat boxes. The names are required, but the little emoji things are not. But I just want you to kind of play around with this. I want you to do as much as you want. So if you want to take all of this Zoom stuff and shrink it and add more to your chat, that's totally okay. I cheated on this part a little bit and just took a screenshot of the little corner in my Zoom meeting and inserted an image by doing that. So if you want to cheat a little bit, you can totally do that. And then if you want to get a little bit crazy and add more people in your meeting, that is totally okay too. So if you really are enjoying that avatar maker, then you can add more people into it. Let me show you an option like that, how that might look. So, you can lay this out however you wanted. So you know how on Zoom, how there could be like one that's really big and spotlighted, and then you see a few other people up here. You could do it like that if you want to, or you could just kind of do it you can fill your screen with people if you want to, okay? But the minimum, again, is 4 people in your meeting and at least 3 things in the chat.